Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Today, from the coolest place in Toronto, this is A&C Games, and I love coming to this place. It is loaded with all kinds of great memories and lots of new cartridges that I'm going to pick up today. This rundown's going out to Jerry Campbell-Greer, who says, I hope you keep having fun. I promise you I will. Let's get started with your rundown. Looks like the world's most famous archaeologist is looking for new fortune and glory at Disneyland. Disney is apparently working on new Indiana Jones-themed worlds for their parks and resorts. Orlando Weekly reports that Indy worlds are in development for Disney World in Orlando, as well as Disney's Hollywood Studios, complete with new rides, restaurants, and other Indiana Jones attractions. Disney and Lucasfilm are already creating Star Wars-themed worlds for several different parks, so it's no surprise that they're interested in capitalizing on Indiana Jones in the same way, although it sounds like the project is still in the research and development stage, so there's no telling when it might see the light of day. The first Indiana Jones ride, known as Indiana Jones Adventure, opened at Disneyland in 1995. The next film in the series is due to hit theaters in 2021. This is great news for me. You guys know what a huge Indiana Jones fan I am, and also how much I've been dismayed by much of the Indiana Jones theme park stuff and merchandise that you can find at Disneyland. I get there a lot. I have a small kid, and I'm not that big of a fan of what they've done with Indy so far. I like the stunt show that they have in Orlando, but yes, they can do a whole lot more, so count on me being very excited and being close to the first in line when they open these things up. I can't wait. It's going to take Wonder Woman a few extra months to ride her invisible jet into theaters. The upcoming sequel, Wonder Woman 1984, has been delayed. It was slated to arrive in November 2019, just in time for Oscar season, but will now land the following summer on June 5th, 2020. Star Gal Gadot says that having the film come out in the summer is more appropriate for a big superhero movie, and Warner Brothers distribution chief Jeff Goldstein says the same thing, pointing out that the first film came out in the summer to great success. This will also give the new movie more breathing room after the release of another DC film, the solo Joker movie starring Joaquin Phoenix, which is set to open in October 2019. Hopes are high for Wonder Woman 1984, not only because the first film was a success, but because of the failure of other recent DC movies like Justice League. DC fans are hoping that the new film will keep things moving in the right direction. You know, if they're taking more time with the sequel to Wonder Woman, it can only mean good things. The first film was terrific. Patty Jenkins was an amazing choice to direct the movie, and Gal Gadot is perfect as this character. I think it's great. Let them have some space. Let them, perfect the effects. Let them sort of tune everything, because I think, looking at all of the sort of flubs that have been happening around Ben Affleck's Batman and Henry Cavill's Superman, Wonder Woman is really the star of the Trinity, and, give them the time and the love and the effort that this project is worthy of, and it's going to be a better film. And it's going to, I think, lead to future better films for DC. Let's all keep our fingers crossed on that one, okay? Michael Myers is back with a new Halloween movie, and now it looks like another slasher villain might be returning to theaters from a very unlikely source. A new Friday the 13th movie featuring the hockey mask-wearing killer Jason Voorhees is reportedly on the way, and it's being produced by none other than LeBron James. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't as crazy as it sounds. LeBron is already a movie producer, having produced the new Space Jam film that he's also starring in, and he's also an outspoken horror fan, publicly stating his love for the Friday the 13th franchise several times. There is another aspect of this story that's a little surprising, though. The legal rights to the Friday the 13th franchise are currently murkier than a muddy lake. The rights to the title are held by the original film screenwriter Victor Miller, while the rights to the Jason character and iconic mask are held by a competing party, and the rights change in different legal jurisdictions. These uncertainties are why new content for the Friday the 13th game is in limbo, so if a new film is really happening, it means Warner Brothers has likely worked out these issues with a team of killer lawyers. Expect more details on the film soon. Listen, LeBron James is not just gonna, risk things. He's got all kinds, not only all the money in the world, but he's got all kinds of advisors and lawyers. Same with Warner Brothers. I think this is a done deal, and I think it's going to mean some big things for not just this movie franchise, but potentially, future sequels to what's out there right now with the Friday the 13th video game. And I think, what's really made clear is that if you adhere to the sort of founding principles and all of the content choices of the original films, like they just did with the Halloween movie, you're going to create the recipe for success, and I'm sure that that's what the plan is for Friday the 13th as a remake or reboot or sequel to what came out before. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these kinds of reimaginings, reboots, fresh sequels in the coming months. Halloween just made so much money, and it deserved it, and I think there's going to be some good things out there for horror fans of classic franchises. There's been another great disturbance in the force over at Electronic Arts. Jade Raymond, a former EP co-host and more recently the head of EA's Motive studio, has decided to leave the company. Motive was one of several EA developers working on Star Wars games. They assisted in the development of Battlefront 2 and are currently working on the untitled Star Wars project that started life at the now-defunct Visceral Games under Amy Hennig before moving primary development to EA Canada and Vancouver. With Jade Raymond's exit, it's unclear what kind of impact this will have on the project and other new Star Wars games. Motive Studios will now be headed by Samantha Ryan, Senior Vice President of BioWare. I know Samantha Ryan, she's fantastic, and kudos to her. That's a great get for Motive, for sure. But all I want to do is just extend publicly my love and respect to Jade, and I hope she's doing all right. And also, I'm sure there's a lot of concern at Motive, but what I can tell everybody that's working at Motive right now is that you are in great hands with Samantha Ryan. She's been an incredible executive and creative force in the game industry for a very long time, so that's a great transition for her to be over there. But yeah, good luck to everybody involved. May the force be with all of you. We're still waiting for Borderlands 3, but Gearbox has another big project that's on the way. Gearbox Software has announced that they are working on a new AAA project that they hope will be the start of a new tentpole franchise. The only problem is they haven't said what it is. The news comes from game maker John Vignacchi, who formerly worked on Disney Infinity and has just joined Gearbox as an executive producer to work on the mysterious new game.
It's the combined effort of many talented individuals.
That's all we know for now, so let the speculation begin. Gearbox has long been rumored to have Borderlands 3 in the works, but if this new game is part of a separate franchise, there's no telling when it might arrive. Hopefully Gearbox has better luck than they did with their last attempt at a new game franchise, Battleborn. That came out in 2016, but has already been forgotten. There's more good news for people that I know in the games biz who deserve some good breaks. John Vignacchi is a fantastic developer, very charismatic. He's a good front person. I think he did wonderful things with Disney Interactive. He had a long career at Midway as well and worked with some of the greats in the game biz. He has learned a lot in game development, so that's a great get for Gearbox. I'm very excited to find out what Randy Pitchford and the whole crew over there have got in the works. Of course, I would just like them to announce Borderlands 3 like all of you guys out there. And while we're at it, can we get Gabe Newell to announce Half-Life 3? That's going to do it for our rundown today, though. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you come back again tomorrow. We'll have a brand new episode for you. In the meantime, check out the other content that we've made. And if you dig it, hit subscribe, hit that little bell. If you're so inclined, you can hit that join button and become an EPN member. And don't forget, we've got a merch landing page on our website now, epn.tv/merch. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Play forever.